Hello, my name is Brandon.
I'm Hector.
And I'm Alexis.
Our topic today is about profit versus sustainability. The discourse communities we will mention are environmental science and business.
Beliefs of many environmental scientists align with prioritizing the conservation of the environment and the protection of people from environmental hazards such as air, water, and land pollution. Environmental scientists learn how the natural world works, understand how people interact with and affect it, and find ways to deal with various environmental problems and live more sustainably.
The beliefs of some business majors are self-regarding and concern making the biggest profit, even at the expense of the environment. In the business structure, profit is prioritized over sustainability, and greed, hierarchies, empathy.
Some of the values of environmental scientists include social justice, since they believe that people have the right to live on a healthy planet, including those people who are not born yet, community involvement, sustainability and sustainable development, ethics, and human health and safety.
Businesses look to maximize profit. With this idea in mind, they are looking for ways to increase profit. One way in which a business can increase their profit is through customer satisfaction. When customers are satisfied, they are more likely to repeat purchases at that establishment. This would increase the loyalty of a customer that has to the business, and loyal customers are easier to profit off of since they are thought to be less price sensitive. Businesses want to utilize their resources the best they can. They look for ways to use their resources in a way that supports their goals. If, for example, a noodle restaurant in town is looking for customer satisfaction, values such as good quality food and affordable prices will support them in attaining their goals. Hydraulic fracking is one of the most important energy discovery techniques in the last century. This process lowered energy prices around the world and has even slowed down carbon emissions as a replacement to coal and wood. While it has also benefited us, the process of obtaining these natural resources destroyed the nearby ecosystem. Fracking is very destructive as it uses mass tons of water to drill into the earth and pollutes water all around. Some examples of this would be in Arizona. They're destroying a native land to mine out lithium. Another example would be in Upper Tibet region, where there was a spill. It resulted in dead fish washing up on the shore. Regarding the two discourse communities for business, fracking companies prioritize the process of obtaining the natural resources more than the actual health of the surrounding ecosystem. There are sustainable options in works and also available, but they are not as profitable. Natural resources is a very large market in the world, and they have no reason to stop drilling. Regarding environmental science, obtaining natural resources is still very important for our modern way of life, but there are clean options available. Some governments are beginning to make the step to regulate areas of fracking while also regulating against where they can be fracked.
It's the transition to newer, more modern manufacturing processes that emerged during the Industrial Revolution in the mid-1700s. Industrial practices have affected every aspect on our planet and are now impacting public health and safety. The three main categories of pollutants we classified are air, water, and land pollutants. An example of air pollutants are fossil fuels, which are caused by the anthropogenic burning of harmful gases like carbon dioxide and nitrogen. Water pollution and contamination can be caused by industries dumping their waste directly into water systems, spills or leaks from oil and chemical containers, and trash being thrown out by people or blown by wind into storm drains and sewers. A number of land pollutants have emerged as a direct cause of industrial practices. Some of these include mining and drilling into the earth for resources, or like we mentioned, fracking, the production of greenhouse gases through energy production, and a massive increase in the garbage and waste generated worldwide.
Seven polluting industries in order from most to least are energy, transport, manufacturing and constructing, agriculture, food retail, fashion, and technology. The energy industry is 15 times more wasteful than the technology industry. Unsustainable energy sources like oil, coal, and fossil fuels contribute to the mass amounts of pollution the energy industry makes. Transportation through cars is really common in the United States. Imagine how emission comes from cars every day. These things all add up, and it will continue to if nothing is changed. In the transportation industry, there is one kind of transport that makes up the majority of its carbon emissions. Road transport contributes the most out of all forms of transportation. It makes up a whopping 74.5% of all carbon dioxide emissions. One thing to note about road transportation is the amount of people within one vehicle. Not everyone carpools when going to places, and that leads to more cars being on the road. This would increase the amount of carbon emissions and traffic.
The pie chart on the left shows carbon dioxide emissions by economic sector. Electricity and heat production takes majority at 44%, while manufacturing and transport equal to about the same. The pie chart on the right focuses solely on transport sector. Cars and trucks alone take about 3/4 of the entire chart. These two produce high amounts of carbon emissions, as our economy depends on these for transportation of people and goods. Meanwhile, the railways take a measly 4%.
Brandon.
What the heck? A casino? I wonder how much I could get from this.
Man, oh man.
I want something.
Maybe I should quit while I'm ahead.
Soy.
May God wish me luck.
Damn it.
Perhaps I'll have a look here. No! Gambling spots are a huge attraction for gathering mass amounts of people. It encourages them to spend money, and if they lose their bet, it increases the finances of the business, which in turn helps the local economy. With any new business, it needs some form of employment. Gambling businesses hold the power to create a host of new employment opportunities. Especially for the casino that opened up in Elk Grove, it definitely has created more opportunity for those looking for a job. The development of the gambling industry is an area does not just affect itself, but also the area surrounding it. Hotels, parking lots, and security all come up when the gambling industry starts attracting people in great amounts. Regarding security, casinos especially pride themselves on having a safe environment for their gamblers. Gambling has many advantages for business, but as with many man-made products, it is at the expense of the environment. The attraction of huge crowds is always a big plus for making business, but that also increases the amount of traffic. The more people that are gambling, the more traffic there is. This becomes a huge inconvenience to those in the area or those trying to get in or out of the gambling institution. The carbon emissions from traffic end up having a definitive increase. With many gambling businesses come areas within the building that allow smoking. It is very common for there to be smoking on the game floor indoors. An entertainment zone that also allows one to smoke is a pretty good deal to smokers, but also contributes to the environment because of how encouraged it is in the gambling industry. The energy used in casinos is massive. As entertaining as it is being on the game floor, casinos require a lot of energy to have auto slots and electronic games open for gamblers.
There are efforts you can make in your own daily life to offset the harmful impacts of energy waste and pollution. Some examples of simple things we can all do include unplugging electrical appliances when they are not being used, avoiding excess idling of your car or keeping it on, avoiding burning leaves and trash, and looking for alternatives to gas-powered appliances.
Renewable energy generates 20% of all U.S. electricity, and it's still growing. In 2022, solar and wind energy are expected to add 60% or more of the U.S. power grid. There are reduced carbon emissions and air pollution from energy production. There is U.S. energy independence, and there is an increased affordability because the many types of renewable energy are much more cost efficient compared to traditional energy sources. A bonus from introducing more renewable energy usage is the fact that more jobs will be created through renewable energy industries, which in turn benefits the economy.
In recent years, new types of renewable energy sources have been developed as alternatives to fossil fuels. Some of the major ones include solar energy, which comes from the sun, geothermal energy, which comes from heat inside the earth, wind energy through wind turbines, biomass from plants, and hydropower from flowing water.
Alternatives and habits we can do to save the world. Investing in public transportation, such as trains, would be a lot more beneficial for the environment because it's based off clean energy. The amount of road transportation pollution can be reduced immensely if electric cars are in use. Recycling clothes instead of throwing them away will lessen the impact of fast fashion. Lastly, buy tech from sustainable companies. Microsoft, for example, has net zero emissions. Look into different ways you can recycle your tech instead of throwing them into the landfill.
concludes our presentation. Thank you.